Many of my observant viewers have noticed a cherry ring I wear in all my videos. Some have asked how it's made. Well, today I'm going to show you. My nephew, Junior Tinkerer, wants a ring of his own, so we'll make one for him. First, I measure his fingers with my calipers. Then I find a Forstner bit that's really close. It's actually a little bit smaller, but this is good. I've hot glued the piece of cherry down to this scrap wood so it won't move. And after drilling the hole with the Forstner bit, I come back with a hole saw and drill the rest of it out. Believe it or not, this is a brand new hole saw and it still burns. Cherry burns very easily. The hole wasn't quite big enough to fit his finger, so I'm using a drum sander on my Dremel to enlarge it just a bit. Now it's time to thin it down and shape it into a ring. I've wrapped tape around the dowel until the ring fits very snug on it. And if I raise the table up and align it with this hole in the scrap, then it'll hold the end of the dowel as I put pressure on it and shape it. I'm starting with the file first because it takes off lots of material fast. Then I switch up to sandpaper. I decided I hadn't quite taken as much material off as I needed, so after a brief return to the file, I'm once again back to the sandpaper. I'm stepping the sandpaper down in grit. I started with a 180, now this is a 220. And finally, an ultra fine crocus cloth. This puts a nice burnished finish on it. Now it's time to put some stain on it. This is my go-to stain, Sherwin-Williams Cherry. I found the easiest way to stain these rings is to wrap it on a small piece of wire and dip it in the stain. I've got it clamped in my helping hands tool, that way it can hang and drip dry. After letting it sit for 10 minutes to absorb the stain, it's time to wipe off the excess. Now time to seal it up. I like gloss polyurethane for this. I've fashioned a holder for the ring. It pinches it on the inside so that nothing is touching the outside. And then I use a rag to gently wipe a light coating of poly on the whole thing. After 3 coats with the proper drying time in between, this is the finished product. They're very durable. However, they do get scuffed up from time to time, so when they do, I just put another coat of poly on it and go on. Well, needless to say, my nephew, Junior Tinkerer, couldn't be happier with his cherry ring. Well, now that you know how to make one, go out there and make one for yourself. Thanks for watching.